Okay, Nate, with this launch of the service department, we should go over a few things that the client should be thinking about rolling into the winter season because we had a really light winter last year. So I feel like we
Super light.
like no winter. So people probably got away with murder them on some stuff that probably would have failed that, but it's good to look ahead. What are your top topics?
Top topics. Probably one of the ones we get, obviously not last year because there was no freaking snow, but the ones that we get a lot is a snow melt call. Hey, I need snow melt because my sidewalk or my rain gutters are falling in my entryway because there's too much snow.
Yep.
If somebody knows that they've had that problem in the past or have an idea that their house is facing the direction where they want it, now is the time to think about it, and not when there's a 3-foot ice dam and the water is backed up and leaking into your house.
Yeah.
Because that's the problem, is that the water builds up, leaks under the shingles, and then gets into your house. And it's a real deal here in Idaho. I mean, it's a bigger deal when you get to like Jackson or even Island Park. We do a lot of that in Island Park.
We do a ton of it in Park City too.
Oh, a ton of Park City. Like we have a service division devoted to heat tape in Park City.
Yep.
Or roof melt.
And the snow melt job is a misconception is to melt the snow. It's actually to provide a pathway for that water to get off the roof.
Yeah.
So that snow melt is just this heated cable, but it's not going to take all the snow off. It's going to keep a path for the water to be able to find a way off your roof. In order for that to happen, that snow melt needs to stay energized. Mm-hmm. So we've had a lot of clients put a lot of money into snow melt, but then depending on how that snow melt is controlled, it might draw electricity all summer long. So sometimes they'll go out, shut the breaker off, and then they have the same problem because by the time they turn the breaker on, it's too late. That breaker needs to be on. That snow melt needs to be operational through the season, not just when you need it.
Yeah.
And it's really those tight dams, those valleys where, like, if you got gutters that are filling up and the water's coming over the gutter, you're seeing these icicles hanging off the gutters. Eventually, that ice is going to build up to where, the water flows back up underneath the shingles and it comes right down your wall.
Yeah. And then you're fixing sheetrock and insulation and all kinds of stuff.
Yep. Which heat tape is a sticker shock item. That stuff is expensive. There's multiple grades. So you can buy the super cheap stuff at like Ace. It's the size of a really small straw, and you can put hundreds of feet on it on one circuit, and it might work in a very mild climate that doesn't get a whole lot of snow. When we're dealing with really cold environments here, you need good snow melt, and that stuff can be like $5-6 a foot our cost.
Yeah, it's right now it's at least $6 a foot cost. Yeah. So that's a huge sticker shock item.
Yes, it's an expensive product. The breaker to run it is a few $100s because it requires a special breaker that monitors it, and the labor to install can be expensive if you get it get up there and get it installed. But the labor is cheaper to do it now when there's no snow on the roof than it is to wait and try to install that stuff when it's snowing.
After you've got it.
And you've already got
damage.
Yeah. Usually we end up installing it after there's water damage. Same with holiday lighting. We offer Jellyfish lighting, permanent outdoor lighting solutions. Way easier to do it before the snow's on the ground.
Yeah. Way better, easier to do it before the snow's on the ground, and honestly, I think it's a better, like if you're talking Christmas lights or Jellyfish is that type of lighting is going to be better and safer in the long run versus the cheap Christmas lights that get taken up and down a couple times.
Yep. And we've had some builders go away from like even outdoor cans and just using the permanent outdoor lighting. So Jellyfish started as a Christmas lighting solution, but now, I use it on my house every night as an outdoor lighting solution. I have it dimmed down. You can change the color. You can have it light up like every 5th or 6th light. It's just a really nice accent light on the house. And then when it's time for 4th of July or Christmas or whatever, you can fire up any type of different patterns you want.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing to think about too as we come into the seasons. Every year without fail, we get somebody that calls us the week before Christmas Eve. Oh, my family's coming over. Can you put this on because I want my grandkids to see it?
Yeah.
No, sorry. We've already got 30 guys in front of you.
Yep.
But that is something that we do, and people love it.
Yep. It's a good product. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Another thing people should be thinking about rolling into winter is your electric heat. Your electric heat, especially if you're not occupying the home full time. But if you have electric heat in your home, it hasn't ran all summer long, right? Like if you have a furnace with an air conditioner, your furnace is continuing to run. The blower's running to move air for across the air conditioner. So
It's being
it's
used.
being used all the time. Your electric baseboard heaters, or especially your pick-a-watt heaters, your cadet heaters that are in the wall, they sit all summer long and they don't do anything. So, on houses that I've owned or lived in that had those, I like to be home. I would turn the thermostat on, make sure it kicked on, it was warm. You probably will smell a little bit of burning dust coming off, because even if you dust the top of your baseboard, the dust gets in on your element of the baseboard. So the first time that fires off in the summer, you might smell a little bit of burning, and that'll go away.
Yeah, it goes
But
away.
if it doesn't go away, at least you're right there to turn it back off, right? And it didn't happen while you're away on vacation. Because what'll happen is that you got all these electric heats or all these second homes where these things run for the first time when nobody's home, and I think that's probably where some problems arise. You got a garage heater, any type of fan operated electric element. So the in-wall heaters that have fans on them, you really want to make sure that when you turn it, it kicks on, the fan's rotating, and the heating element's working. You can feel heat blowing out. Your thermostats are good to go. They have good batteries in them, because even though it's a 120 volt thermostat, sometimes some of those only run off of batteries. So it's just easier to change them before you end up freezing in the middle of the night.
Yeah, 100%. That's one of the calls we'll get once in a while too, is somebody thinking their house is burning down when they turn their cadet heaters on.
Yep.
Because the first time they always smell bad.
Yep.
For the
And
summer.
they're really good at that type of smoke is really good at setting off the smoke detectors, especially when we're first, like, we'll install them in a new house and we'll burn them in for the client. That's kind of some of the stuff we do that's different than some people. Is like you install them, you burn them in because they get shipped with some oil on the heating element so they don't rust, and they smoke and they look nasty. And that smoke, I mean, it hits you in the throat. It'll set the smoke alarms off. And if the first time that happens in the middle of the night, it sucks, because you can smell smoke and your smoke detectors are going off. So it's not like it's just it's a false alarm.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of smoke detectors, that's a good thing to do too, is change your batteries.
Yep.
And I'm guilty of not changing the batteries in my own personal house, because they say you're supposed to 3 years or something.
Yeah.
Once a year. I don't know what the actual or what the suggested amount is, but nothing better than waking up in the middle of the night because your fire alarms, smoke alarms going off because your batteries, or even chirping in the middle of the night.
I'm a big advocate. If you're going to switch one, you might as well switch them all.
That's right.
If you're going to change the batteries in one thermostat, you might as well change the batteries in all the thermostats, because it's top of mind. You're doing it right there, and you're preventing future problems.
That's a good thinking ahead with the batteries. That's one thing that I think a lot of especially these newer homeowners don't understand. Dealing with a lot of homeowners that buy a new house and move into it, they think it's just like you'll never have problems, like it's supposed to be a new car, but everything has problems, and there's stuff you have to do to take care of your house and to maintain it, and those are just a few of the simple things that need to be done.
If you have a generator, it's a good idea to fire it up and test it. If it's a newer one that we've installed, they'll have an exercise schedule. So like mine fires off every Wednesday at, I think, like 1 PM. Does a diagnostic tests, and then emails me that everything's going fine. So I know it's ready to go. If you have, here's a shameless plug. If you have our Tesla batteries or solar panels installed, there's nothing you have to do. They're always ready to go. So
right.
No oil changes, no exercise schedule. No.
And if there's something wrong, the app will tell you that you gotta have it fixed.
The app will email us too as a technician.
Yeah.
And let us know. Yeah.
With the generators, it's actually a good idea to get them serviced.
Yeah.
At least once a year.
Yeah,
And that's another
changed.
thing that we do, is change the oil and service them.
Yep. And not every generator price is the same too, because in this area, you really should have battery blankets, block heater on your generators.
Yeah.
That's stuff that we know from working in high elevations. But I mean, they sell them where you don't need to. They sell them without that. That's actually stuff you have to add on, and we don't install them with that.
We make sure we put all that stuff in in the first place.
Yep. Another thing is just remove all your failure points. If you have extension cords running in your home and they've been there, just give us a call and have us put an outlet in wherever you need that at. I mean, those extension cords are meant for temporary use. They're not meant for permanent application. So, you might have 12 gauge or 15 gauge wire running in your house, and that extension cord might be 16 gauge or 18 gauge, much smaller gauge, meaning
Yeah.
that it gets warmer, hotter. It's not meant to run all the time. So
Don't plug your freezer in the garage into an extension cord.
yeah,
You need a dedicated circuit for that.
yeah, we can put in even screamer outlets if you want. We've got those outlets, and when they die, they make a noise so that you know that your freezer doesn't have power
Yes, and not to
before
lose
you
your
smell
meat.
it. So yeah, that's a few winter prep ideas from your Synergy Electric team.
Now's the time to think about what you need for the winter, things coming up. Reach out to us if you need some work. Those are just a few items of things to think about, but there are so many more. But reach out to us. We'd love to help out.
We do like to help. And those of you who know us personally, I mean, our phone's constantly ringing and with electrical questions. It's one of God's elements. It's a mysterious element. So don't think you're going to offend us by not understanding or knowing something. Don't beat yourself up. Just call a professional. That's what we're here for.
We honestly do love to help. That's what we're here for, to help others. It's not just a money grab.
Got that right.